have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 184 of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. I am your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my right is Scholar Tarek. What's up, sir?
Actually, really thinking about it, I think it is episode 184.
It's episode whatever it is, because we're talking about Survivor Series 2017. Isn't that right, Scholar Brian?
Yes, indeed we are, and what a card it's turning out to be. That definitely a lot different than a week ago.
Yeah, I don't know what is with WWE suddenly transforming their good shows, their all-right shows, into must-see television, but
it's
holy crap, keep it going.
It's one of the big four. They kind of was like, you know what? It's one of the big four pay-per-views. This is one of our oldest running shows. We got to treat this thing better.
But let's face it, okay, last year, okay, not the best lineups. Going into this show, okay, this looks like it could be the best card the WWE has had in years.
Oh, this honestly looks like a roster full of dream matches at this point.
Exactly. This is like WrestleMania 30, 31. Put them together, throw them in a bowl, and you got Survivor Series.
Yeah, so let's not waste any more time, but there is one little bit of discussion that we need to address.
That has at least one of us jumping up and down in his seat.
And we're going to talk all about it in a little segment we like to call Backstage News.
Indeed. We're going dancing around that curtain and checking in on a little
Backstage News.
Dancing all day. Dancing. Oh, what a happy day!
And why are we dancing?
Sit down and tell us about
why are we dancing? Why is it such a happy day?
Well, for me it's a happy day because announced today, James Ellsworth is finally gone. Finally gone. He was released from his contract in WWE. His time is up. Yay! And I'm apparently the only one that's actually really happy about it.
I miss him already.
I'm not going to go that far. I'm half on your side, being like, good Lord, he's off the TV, thank God. Because let's face it, the joke was up about 2 months in to the year he was in the company. Okay, the joke was up. It was no longer funny.
It seemed like he was reaching that true critical mass where it just seemed like they had absolutely nothing else to do with him. But at the same time, as far as in strict regards to how he was utilized, they did the most with a guy in his position that they could, as far as I'm concerned.
I will give him props for one thing. Okay, he came in to be a jobber for a day during Braun Strowman's little jobber kick. Okay. He cut a promo that was apparently so good he got a year-long contract.
Yeah,
okay.
That's more than you can say for a
and
lot
I
of guys.
really like the line that he came up with. Anyone with two hands has a fighting chance. That's actually kind of motivational. Okay. So I'll give him credit. I give him the respect he's due for what he, as the person, was able to accomplish. But let's face it. Okay. The first 2 months that he was in the company, okay, I'll roll with it. It was a good time. The joke was still kind of funny. I didn't mind him being on the TV. Like right before he got into the world title mess. And he was just a dude roaming around the screen. Everyone's making fun of him. Okay, he's wrestling every now and then. Good, whatever. It's a little joke segment, and then it moves on. Okay? Then he got put into the Dean Ambrose AJ Styles storyline, and I'm like, okay. Starting to get a little old. Okay, and stuff is happening here that shouldn't be happening to either guy. Okay? And then the whole Carmella thing. So they gave him a year-long contract off of one promo, one line. Okay? Because he randomly came out with the words, "Any man with two hands has a fighting chance." And they were like, okay, oh, this guy actually has something. Give him a contract. And then 2 months in, you find out really doesn't have much. Really doesn't have anything. But you have him for a year, so you figure, because it's only a year, you milk it. You milk it for everything it's worth, and when it's done being worth anything, you milk it some more. and that's basically what they did. Okay, they had enough in the tank for this guy for about 2 months. They
At
stretched
least for
it,
one gag.
They stretched it over a year, and by the time I give him, as I said before, I give him respect for actually being able to get a contract, because look at the guy. Okay, there was no reason at all that he should have been a WWE superstar. Okay? Looking at him, not knowing that if you're a first-time watcher of the WWE, okay, and you see that guy, it makes you think that you can do anything.
And
because of that guy.
That is that was part of the original gag with him.
So I'll give him respect for that. Okay, but the last 10 months been a bit of an eyesore. So
I will give you that in the sense that they definitely were starting to run short of ideas for the guy. But as far as when he was around, again, you can say however you want about his on-screen character and what he did. He came in to fulfill a very specific role. He went above and beyond, and he generally seems like a generally hardworking, likable guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not.
Did his on-screen character always work? No, but at the same time, again, it was only a year contract. He had a limited shelf life. Even he knew it. So his approach seemed to be, okay, might as well do what I can with this and peace out when I'm done.
And I'm playing it this way before we go into Vitriol City over here. But I blame WWE Creative for this because I agree. Okay, James Ellsworth did what he could with what they gave him. Okay, I never had a problem with him personally. I had a problem with everything that WWE Creative was putting him in. AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose did not need him in there. Okay, Carmella. Okay, maybe at the beginning for a couple weeks have a little stalker storyline, whatever, for James Ellsworth, whatever. And then it turned into 6 months. I'm like, that's on creative. That's not on him. So it's WWE Creative taking an idea, taking a funny gag, and stretching it until it couldn't be stretched anymore, and that will bring in our
other thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. The only thing I will give him credit for, other than getting completely destroyed by Braun Strowman, was I like that he was basically being used as a tool for the Dean Ambrose AJ Styles storyline. It should have ended after the whole James Ellsworth quote-unquote heel turn and Dean Ambrose kills him.
Agreed.
That's how he should have disappeared to never have been seen again. The second they actually tried to go somewhere with this heel turn by having him team up with Carmella and just have him become I can't even just think of the right word to say other than just a quote white trash, like an annoying little white guy pretending to be black. And First, it starts off with him having a little crush on Carmella, even though everybody knows he's married and everyone knows that Carmella's with Big Cass. So it's like, why are we forced to believe this when it's obviously nonsense? And then she dressed him up into pretty much to become a WWE storyline version of Kevin Federline. Yeah, I don't want to see a WWE version of Kevin Federline on my screen.
We already had it.
Week in and week out.
We had literal Kevin Federline on our screen at one point.
Yeah, and then
and he beat Cena.
And every time he kept showing up, I wanted to change the channel. I made it perfectly clear. Him and Carmella was the weak link every time when SmackDown was beyond better than Raw. Beyond better than Raw. And at that point, I'm just looking at him, and he's the Jeepers to my Freakazoid. Every time he shows up on my screen, I just hear him go, "Want to see something strange and mystical?" And I'm yelling, "No! Get out of here with no chins! Lay off them poor divas, will you? Jeez! You're a creep! Go away! We were all having a fun time until you showed up, Ellsworth! Ugh! Go have some coffee with cream or something! Because I'll tell you something! This is a happy place!" And it's actually me being very frustrated. How Freakazoid hated the Jeepers, I hated the Ellsworth. The second he was off the second I read the announcement, he was getting fired. His contract was coming up, and they're just continually beating the shit out of him, showing how completely worthless he is. I was just having the biggest smile on my face. I was like, na 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 na, hey hey hey, good fucking riddance.
And you know what's,
there's your one.
You know what's really weird? Okay, everyone was talking shit about James Ellsworth. Everyone. The last 6 months. The second he gets let go, all of a sudden, it's back to when he was getting beat up by Braun Strowman, and everybody loved
everyone has the sad face, and now everyone's like, James Ellsworth, #legend. I'm like, that's it. I give up on humanity. I give up on the WWE universe. I give up on the internet wrestling community. You are all just a bunch of idiots. Like, oh, he's gone? I'm so sad right now because he actually made the product so entertaining to watch. And I'm just looking there going, you people are high as hell think this.
I'll just be like, I know why they're sad. Because they can't make fun of him anymore.
Unless he shows up on indie shows.
Well, that's not really the impression that I got 100%. The reaction was more like, okay, well, he's gone. Oh, well. Fun while it lasted, got old after a while.
I don't know where you're seeing that.
I don't know where you're seeing yours.
Oh, I'm seeing mine all over Facebook and all over Twitter.
Well, that's probably your first mistake because I don't even bother with the Facebook anymore. Most of my discussion happens from the Twitterverse. I'll be very honest with you.
And a few buddies of mine on the YouTubes, they're all posting, "Oh, he will be missed." I'm like, no, he won't. You won't even think about him in 2 weeks. You won't even think about him the next day.
And you know what? I wasn't really thinking about him lately anyway, which tells me that you know what, his time was done.
His time was done after Dean Ambrose killed him.
Well, on the bright side, at least his last anything on WWE TV was getting beat up by Becky Lynch.
And
there's worse ways to go.
People getting beat up by Becky Lynch is always makes me happy.
Well, throughout the whole European tour, he was getting beat up by every single SmackDown woman.
And they were hitting finishers like the Stone Cold Stunner and the Undertaker chokeslam. So
there's worse ways to go
out.
out.
Pedigree?
Charlotte hit the chokeslam. I don't know anything other than that. I know about the stunner and I know about the chokeslam. I saw those two, but I wouldn't be surprised if anyone could hit a good pedigree. It's probably Charlotte.
Again,
Seth Rollins certainly couldn't.
Again, like I said, there's certainly worse ways to go out. And again, his time was up. We all knew it. So.
Hell, he should have.
Sayonara.
He should have disappeared when Braun Strowman threw him off the stage at Survivor Series last year.
Hey, but you know what?